All right, welcome everyone. It's Monday. Monday.
That's it.
What a beautiful day.
It is a
Monday is
beautiful.
like, Monday. I love Mondays. You know what? Because as a forex trader, all you do on the weekends really is you lay on your couch. You feel sad, depressed because you don't know how to make money on the weekends as a forex trader. And then Monday comes along, and you just wake up. You shine bright. You look at the charts. You look at the market, and you say, "Oh, look at that money. Look at that pot of gold that just appeared in the corner of my office." That's Monday.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you trade meme coins, and
Dude,
you trade, I bought potato over Sol. Potato instead of like Euro USD, potato Sol. I actually bought a meme coin that was called potato.
You know what? Before we continue, we should probably introduce the guy in the bottom.
Of course.
His name is Victor, and he's here with us today because he's a funded trader with the 5ers, and as you guys know, we are expanding the team here. We're looking for more people to come into the live trading room, and we're going to expand the live trading room. We have huge plans, and Victor is here to join us here in the live trading rooms to share his trading knowledge and basically just talk about trading or anything else that we want to talk about.
Show off his masks. He's got loads of multicolored masks, sometimes black, sometimes blue. So we're gonna have a load of different masks and different personalities.
I like this green one though. I like this green one.
I do like the green one.
The market is quite bullish.
Hello everyone. My name is Victor. I'm a moderator as well on the Discord, the 5ers Discord. So if you need help, I would be one of those helping you in the server. I'm as Jonathan said, I'm a funded trader, and I'm very excited to be part of this team.
Nice, awesome.
And to be honest, you were the winner as well, pretty much the winner for bulls versus bears until stuff we had to we didn't complete the bulls versus bears, but you were the winner, I think, from the
because Alex got liquidated bears. Obviously. Have you guys been traded any? He got liquidated. Let's move on. Did you guys?
Feisty today, man. Feisty.
Guys, did you? Yeah, come back Tuesday, and I'm all fuck this. Yeah. Anyway, have you guys been trading any crypto this weekend? I know Alex has. Are you trading any crypto, Victor?
No, I don't trade crypto mostly. No, I don't. I
That's
do
okay.
Have
You'll start. That's okay. You don't have to.
Perhaps I will. I do invest a little bit in Bitcoin, but not trading.
Oh, that's good. Well, you have a Bitcoin maximalist here, guys. You heard this here first. A Mr. Sailor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the title of today's live. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Alex.
I was just
no. Go ahead. You were gonna say
I was gonna tell you a little bit about my weekend trading meme coins on Solana. So these meme coins,
what a surprise! You're trading Solana.
400% on meme coins.
Yeah.
On my phone, I'm up 400%. Some of these have been going up like 3,000-4,000% from market caps of like 100,000 to market caps of a 0.3 billion. No, 1.3 billion in a day. Some of these meme coins. So I got in up 400 straight away. I was like, wow, this is it. This is crazy. Come back, look at my phone, gone. Like rug pull, full on. And it's just it's crazy. Crypto meme coins is a crazy game.
Yeah, I want to. I want to actually, before we go into, you see the title of the live trading room says "Get funded now, the fastest way," or the fastest way to profit. So now that's the general theme that I want us to talk about today. Kind of discuss like what are some of the things that we need, because we're all funded here. So we want to go through like some of the things that. How do you get funded, and how do you stay funded, and how do you get funded without in a realistic time frame, basically. But before we go into that, I wanna talk about one altcoin that got an entry on, and I want to show you this because this is absolutely insane. Look at Cardano here. This is 80. I know, guys, we're a Forex trading prop firm. I'm showing a shit coin here. Bear with me. You're all gonna understand the beauty of this. So this is on the weekly right here. You see, you got like a break and retest on the weekly. Boom, rocket ship to the upside. That's the general idea. Very simple. Now, what I want to show you is. Let me hide my screen first because I can't show you what's happening, because then it'll spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Well, I took a nice trade on Euro, to be fair, this morning, not on this account, but on a different account. The whole idea with this Euro trade is if I was looking at the daily, so obviously everybody that is come into the trading rooms on a regular basis, you'll know how I trade already. But you see this daily, we've had quite a push up. You still got one of these highs here, which is actually a lower high, but in overall range. But you see it's broken up. We've had a little bit of a retracement. So I've taken the fib from the start of that move. Now I can see this area is an area that I am looking to buy. So I have bought and I have got out of a position already. But over this week, I'm actually going to be looking at buying Euro, and I'll be in a lot of positions in intraday, and I'll be looking for the upside on Euro. So obviously, after I've seen that, we've seen a candle that's hit the 21 EMA. Then I've gone onto the lower time frames, and I've seen all of this consolidation from last week, a push up. And then I got in on the retest of the 50 fib, which was here. And that's where I got out. I did leave a little bit in. So I took 90% off the position and I left a 10 lots in there. Unfortunately, so on the 1 hour, you've got the 200 EMA. So that was really the target, was the 200 EMA. Pushed it for a little bit of extra profits. But I did have a feeling that it was going to reject from the 200 EMA. Now, yeah,
did
reject from the 200 EMA, and we can see there could be an opportunity to get in long again from this position, and that's maybe something that I'm going to do with a 6 picks. So that's 600 if we go. So we could potentially get in with a risk of just 0.5% from here and continue up from the top. So that's my trade at the moment. As I said, I'm going to be continuing buying Euro until I see that it's not valid anymore. But that is a trade that I'm looking for, and that's the trade that I'm in at the moment. Jonathan, share
right, so we have a fellow degenerate altcoin trader here, and I want to share with you. Carry
on with your analysis.
The shitcoins of shitcoin, Cardano, which is it's a big market cap coin, but it basically has no use case. It's worthless, but obviously not worthless. But it's like, all right, I posted this, not posted, but whatever. I had a setup here during the weekend, and I want, like, again, you saw the higher timeframes on this one. This is a level on the entry based on a weekly. And usually when you have a weekly trade, like a swing trade or a long term, like a position trade, you don't really expect price to react this perfectly to this zone. But look at this. This is on the 5 minute, okay? Look at the reaction to this, the 50% fib on this one. It's one of the cleanest reactions I've ever seen in the crypto market. So price is going to move down here. It's coming slowly but surely going to move down. This is on the 5 minute. Look at that. Look at that hit right there. Right down to that entry. It got held right on the pip, right? So yeah, that's the setup on Cardano, and I just wanted to show you guys this. It's just to brag a little bit about this. It's not a sniper entry though, because this stop loss is all the way down here. But imagine if I could have gotten in and had a tight entry on this one. I mean, we're looking for a 217% move on this one. And for those of you interested, this is a very simple setup where I'm just basically adding the fib from the Fib from this high up here all the way down to the lows, and I'm looking forward to get in on. Basically, what we're seeing here is a very long accumulation area here with a break out of the accumulation zone here, and then a break and retest of that level right here. And again, if Bitcoin is going to continue to the upside, if we are really going to see Bitcoin, get up to that 100K level and then kind of consolidate up in that region, I believe altcoins are going to go absolutely insane. But it's important to note that Cardano, we already had a 230% move to the upside. So you could argue that a high market cap coin like this one, you could still argue that that is already a major bull market, right? So we got to be careful not to make sure that maybe the big moves have already happened in the altcoin market, but it's still interesting. While we're on the subject, before we move on to the Forex market and talk about some of the rules that we want to stay with if we want to get funded and stay funded, I want to just show you Bitcoin just quickly to show you my overall plan for Bitcoin right now. So I remember tweeting this weekend about a potential break of structure. Okay, so I remember saying if we break this level to the downside, and especially the 4-hour 50 EMA, we're going to have a break of structure. You can clearly see here that you have one uptrend right here. So you have consolidation, breakout, uptrend. Now, if we break down like this, we have a break of structure, and we possibly have a top here, at least a local top on Bitcoin. And the next level below would be the daily 20 EMA, which is here, and then below that we have the daily 50 EMA around this level, where we also have a high time frame level. So what happens is a textbook break of structure on the 4-hour. We break the level to the downside, we have a bearish rejection, we got a break, a retest, and we then have that move to the downside and then up again for another break and retest of this level. So now we have a high, lower high, low, and the lower low. And we are currently right now inside the what I call the short RLZ, or the short reload zone. And I'm thinking if we do break below the 50% fib here and reclaim that from the downside, we have a possible short opportunity on Bitcoin down to 60K. However,
what I'm hearing, what am I hearing? Short,
yeah, that's
short the Bitcoin. Pardon?
That's what I'm saying. You probably don't want to take this trade. You probably do not want to short Bitcoin, but there is some, like, it kind of makes sense. Now, if we remove the replay tool, this is like a make it or break it moment for Bitcoin in the local trend. If we reclaim the 70K region, we're probably going higher. We're probably going to break into new all-time highs. But if we do see a move lower, this is what I'm watching. So if you look at the levels to the downside, on, let's say, the weekly, okay? On the weekly, we first have a very obvious level, which is the 60K region. This is also where we have the daily 50 EMA. Again, the first support in a bull market for Bitcoin is the daily 20 EMA. The second good support in the bull market is the daily 50 EMA. And the third good support in the Bitcoin bull market is weekly 20 EMA. And the weekly 20 EMA is right down here. That's what you could call the bull market support for Bitcoin, because usually in a bull market, Bitcoin has a deep retracement around the mid cycle and comes down and hits the weekly 20 EMA. And where is the weekly 20 EMA? In perfect confluence with the long RLZ, with the move using that fib as low and that fib as a high. Zoom out, we also have a very, very obvious horizontal support level right here. So there is a case to be made. If you look at the previous bull markets, you will see that Bitcoin in a bull market is retracing all the way down from 20 to 30% as a mid-cycle top. Now, looking at the target of 100K, based on, I believe that I can't get the low here on Bybit, but it's the minus 0.618 basically. So looking at that as the end goal of this bull market, we could assume that this would be the mid-cycle top, and we could see a move down to 60, which would result in a move from the top down to 60. That's a 19% move. Down to the minus 0.618, that's a 20-30% move. a 30% retrace in the bull market is not something out of the ordinary for Bitcoin. So it's very likely to happen. And that's why I have orders for Cardano down here. I have orders for Algo down in this region as well, because I'm waiting for that high time frame retrace to fill my orders on altcoins lower. And I'm then looking for that big move to the upside. All right, so that's my
Victor. What is there? What are you looking at? Because I know that you've been trading as well. Do you want to give us a little bit of an understanding of what you've been looking at in the market?
Sure. I normally trade EU and GU, but actually looking at the charts while we're talking, Jonathan, I don't trade, as I said, I don't trade Bitcoin, but if I only use price action, so I don't use any other indicators. And I actually agree with you. I would have, given the meteoric move in Bitcoin lately, I would be very hesitant to go short. But the price action is actually showing us signs that of a reversal, right? It's not going to be a huge reversal of the bigger trend, but if you look at the daily, we had the first bullish engulfing since a very long time. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the so that's the an order block as I call them. And based on that engulfing, and that we haven't seen that in a long time. So that's the first bearish order block, and it was fresh. And in this candle, it was retested. That's an immediate retest, and from then it has followed through. That's a bearish sign. That's the market telling you that their bears are coming to the market. It doesn't mean it's going to go down, but it does mean that the bulls are losing grip of the situation. And if you go to the 4-hourly, you can actually see a head and shoulder, the way I mark them, right? And that's I use quasis and order blocks, but you can see that might be the head, right? So that's the left shoulder, the head, breaking of the neckline, and it left a order block behind on the H4, which could possibly be function as an entry for a move lower, right? So I do agree with you, Jonathan, that there is a structure forming that supports your view. So we could be either from this that order block, or even without reaching it, because it doesn't always come back all the way up here. But this could be that seems very plausible to me. And so market don't go up in a straight line. So it could be this is quite possible. And
one thing that I was
EU, which is go ahead.
No, carry on, mate. Carry on. Well, actually, since you're going to go on EU, I just wanted you to, if you go on to the weekly as well, the weekly close actually didn't close above the all-time high. If you have a look at the all-time high of 2021, it's closed underneath that price as well. So a lot of longs, a lot of people going long on top of that push up over the all-time high. Now they're all trapped. So you've got a lot of long orders that are now trapped, now need to close their orders, putting pressure onto the downside as well. So you've got quite a few different confluences that kind of giving signs that we could see a little bit of a retracement down. But the thing is with Bitcoin, when everybody is looking one way, it then does the opposite. So you got to be careful, really.
Yeah. I think so too. The market has been, if you look long term, it's been at times parabolic, right, from the beginning, and we are Bitcoin is so popular, and I wouldn't be surprised if this would continue having a parabolic move. And in that case, you don't want to be short for a very long time. So if you have a structure and a setup, I wouldn't be holding that for too long. I would be going for the FTA, the first trouble area, and take your profits.
Yep, agreed. EU, what are your thoughts on EU?
Yeah, so that's on BTC, but I usually just look. I only trade. I've traded almost all pairs, but I'm focused on last couple of last year or so, only trading EU and GU.
You're gonna fit in perfectly here, man. that's exactly what we do as well.
That's good to hear. So if I look at EU, what I was looking for, or am looking for this week, is what I want to see is how the market is going to come back to this order block, this daily order block that it left behind. I'm not too sure for that, but given we have if I zoom out a little bit, we have actually, maybe I should say how I trade. I trade on two structures, which are the Quasimodos, short, I call them quasi, or that's how they are called, and order blocks. And I only trade when they're fresh, as in for the entries. For the TPs, I can use order blocks in the opposite direction, which are not fresh. But for the setup, for the entry, they need to be fresh. And by fresh, I mean it's only a couple of bars since it's in its creation, right? So, and if I zoom out, I see a quasi, so a head and shoulder, but of the Quasimodo type, right? That's the break of the neckline, and now we have a price coming back to a entry order block that left behind, which is above the 50% retracement, right? I haven't shown this is the retracement. That's the hold on, I'm moving structures that I shouldn't be moving. Yeah, that's a retracement. So from the top, I take 50%, and I'm only going to be looking for entries above that area. And we do have just one, and those entries are based on order blocks. And this area, we have a very nice market has been moving very nicely into it. And now we had this rejection we had last week. So that's very indicative of what the market, that tells me something. That's the market telling me it is reacting to that area, which I was already waiting for price to come to. So as when this was formed, now I'm waiting for my entry, and my entry would be on the lower time frame. So I'm expecting either price to come back to that newly formed, freshly order block on the daily. And if not, then I need some structure below it on the H4 to tell me that it's good, it's ripe, it's mature to continue. Because the expectation right here is that price, that this is the move that formed the engulfing, and price might be retracing. We don't know how far yet, but it will be retracing for a continuation for a lower structure, would be possibly this daily, right? Anything can happen in the market. The market can, change. Sentiment can change. News can come in. But basically, if nothing else, everything staying equal, this is what I would expect. So what I'm waiting for EU is a structure on the H4 that tells me that it's ready to go down. Either that be within that daily or below it. That's what I'm expecting. So I'm waiting for that market to form and tell me it's ready to continue going down.
Super clean, love it. Honestly, yeah, really clean stuff. And since you're using order blocks and stuff like that, it's going to be fantastic to put that in the thumbnail. Gosh, the amount of keywords using order block, the amount of traffic that we're going to get.
Can we call you the ICT's apprentice?
Yeah, we're going to call you the order block.
That would definitely increase the views.
To be honest, I know order blocks. If you search for order blocks, who came up with it? They do mention ICT as the first person in 2007, I believe, on baby pips. I wouldn't know if that's completely accurate, but my conclusion is that this is an ICT concept. But I have to admit, I only use order blocks and quasi structure, so I'm not too versed with the rest of the content that ICT has. But ICT is so popular, and many people who have good profits are trading it. So yeah, I think he has great content.
Yeah, very
nice. We have a viral short clip right there. Yeah. Okay. So no, I'm absolutely with you, right? I'm absolutely I'm the same, right? I remember like I learned how to trade order blocks way back. Like I did it. I had no idea who ICT were when I learned how to trade order blocks, and I do think that Trader Dante talked about, I believe in all the way like before 2017, he talked about. Wait. No, he never said ICT is profitable. He said his students probably are, some of them are profitable.
No, we've got quite a lot of profitable traders. Are actually, I've seen the majority of traders that I've done interviews with. It's funny, and this might blow up a lot of smoke up somebody's area, but they trade ICT. They trade ICT similar ways, or SMC, or whatever you like to call it. I speak to a lot of traders that have passed challenges and taking some really good profits from using the methodologies that they've used, that they've found in ICT. That being said, I don't think they all do the exact same thing. I think they use the overall methodologies and they make it their own way of trading it. But there is definitely understanding how markets work. I definitely think that guy has got a lot of value, and he's teaching people different ways of looking at the market, which is a healthy way of looking at the market, looking at liquidity and how markets rebalance and things like that, because at the end of the day, that is how a market works. So it's really, really interesting stuff. But obviously the stories and the marketing behind that is what makes people think that he's a little bit of a fishy guy. But for bringing new people in and helping them with that aspect, I think he's a top geezer, top legend.
Yeah, man.
I think he's done the trading community a great favor. You may
big
be,
service.
Big service. You may agree with him, you may dislike him, you may disagree with him, but the fact is he has given a lot of traders a lot of setups, which I don't know the origins and who needs to get the credits for what, but from what I understand, he has put out so many contents out there. I see silver bullets. I don't even understand it completely, but I've seen people use it, and it's so elegant. It's so and all of those traders who now feel emboldened by his tools, by his setups, by his way of looking at the market. I think he's done a very great job at helping and stimulating the community. Whether you,
I think what he's done is like we can't, like, I don't know, I don't know.
You don't like
really
him.
agree with
you don't
that.
like him. I know you don't like him.
I didn't know him, so I can't say I don't like him. He listens.
His character.
If he listens to it, no, I don't care about him as a person or his character. Like he listens to this, he might not like me. I don't care, but. Like what I'm saying is he have multiple times got caught with some real weird shit, like that dude faking withdrawals and all weird shit, and like dude is something else, right? And what I think is like he makes the most simplest concepts sound like the most advanced stuff ever. He takes TA, he takes like proper simplistic ways of trading the market and TA that could be quite simple, and he makes it super advanced and has all these different names for all the different concepts and everything. But that doesn't really matter as long as if you follow what he teaches and you're profitable. None of what I say matters. If you're profitable, you keep on doing whatever you're doing to be profitable. So there's a difference here, differentiate between the ICT and actual traders that are using ICT. I mean, I'm looking at order blocks. I've looked at order blocks. I've done all of that. I mean, we all talk the same language, but maybe we have different accents, right? We talk about order blocks. I talk about the break and retest, different things, but they all basically mean the same thing. But let's not make this stream all about ICT. Either you love him or you hate him, or you're somewhere in between. With that said, let's let's and by the way, man, your analysis here on Bitcoin and EU, I think it's spot on.
Yeah, I've just taken a loss on EU. I think it's about to hit my stop loss. Maybe it was a little bit premature, but if you have a look on the 4 hour, that 4 hour rejection from the EMAs and those last wicks as well, that's gnarly. You know, that's a gnarly ass rejection. So you never know. We could end up seeing EU, you know, continuing on with a rejection and continuing on to break that lower low. We'll see.
I'm
still stuck in that position at the moment.
I want to show something for EU, because I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but we had a beautiful entry on EU. When was that? So that was Tuesday, our Tuesday live stream. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but we had that sniper entry right there. Now, guys, remember when I talked about how you can basically create if you have a swing trading perspective and you have a high time frame level where you want to enter at a high time frame level, and then you want to take profits at another high time frame level. Basically, you're trading level to level, but on the higher time frame. So you find the high time frame level. That would be a good swing trade. And to me, I mean, the obvious trade for EU back last Tuesday was, you know, entering somewhere inside the reload zone. We got that hit at that level, and then the TP for this move would be all the way up here. And I remember saying that. Now, I didn't take profit up here. I obviously, if you guys saw the live stream, I took profits here. But the thing is, we talked about how you could easily turn this scalp entry into a swing trade with very, very high risk to reward. And that would be a 7R trade right here. Now, of course, 7R trade, very high. We don't get those very often. I probably never get a 7R trade. But just to show you that there's some real power in having a swing trading approach, but a scalper's mindset when it comes to entries. Because look at what happened on this trade. Came up, it hit those lows. So on the 4 hour, just like Victor talked about FTA. Now, looking at the overall trend, the FTA that I'm looking at is this one right here, because I always view the FTA as the last local high. So if we have a move like this, and then a breakout and a retest, if you go long on that retest, I view this as the FTA, the first trouble area within the overall structure of that swing trade. And this turned out to be obviously a beautiful trade. Now, we took profits down here, but remember, so it would be interesting to hear if any of you in the comments actually took that trade right there, because that's one pretty amazing trade, honestly. And going back to who did? You did?
Me. Yeah, I took that trade.
Oh, no way.
Took half that trade. That was the trade that we were talking about on Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
Amazing.
Pull it up on that screen. The same thing, but yeah.
Anyway, what I'm watching on EU, did you say you were looking for longs on EU?
Well, I was looking. I'm looking for longs on the EU still, yeah, but I've just been taken out of the position that I got in. So we got one loss for today for half an hour.
So what I'm watching on EU right here is like we broke below this level. So right now, you know, we broke below this level. We're trading right below a support level. We add the fib from like that low to this high up here. We see that we're currently testing the 50% fib. We're testing the daily 20 EMA right here. But what I don't really like about this one is the fact that we do have like a solid level below here. I think that looks like a very good support area. And if we didn't have this level, then yeah, this looks like a decent long opportunity on EU, right? We can expect this trend to continue, something like this. The fact that we have that level, and let me show you on the 4 hour, we have this is a bearish rejection. So now we are seeing the exact same thing as on Bitcoin, right? It's very simple. We have an uptrend. and we have this uptrend consolidation, and here we actually break down. So we had double tops, we're breaking down, we lost that level, we're retesting the 4-hour, 50 and 20 EMA. We are trading below the weekly open, and to me it just looks like price wants to come down and test this level on the 4-hour. That level also aligned quite nicely with the daily. So I'm very hesitant to take a long on EU unless, and you look at we look at the lower time frames as well. We obviously had that pushed it upside, strong rejection at that resistance, and right now it kind of feels like we could have gone long here if we had a bounce here. I mean, something like this, down here, and then we had like a bounce here. We could have gone long here perhaps, but now it kind of feels like we're breaking the structure, and very strong rejection here on the 1 hour. It just feels like we're moving lower. So
you got to look right at now on a daily level as well, because it's a daily fib as well. Sometimes it might take just a little bit of extra time before it holds a support and then makes a move.
But then again, look at the 618 here. I think the levels below is such it's just such a clean level. What do you say, Victor? You said you were looking for possibly a short on EU but higher, right?
Yes. Given the higher time frame, the H4, the daily, I would be looking for a short setup. However, there is a long setup as well. I can show you if you show my screen. Yes.
Yep.
If you look at in my way of trading, I can be both in both direction, even at the same time. That's fine by me, because I trade high risk reward ratio trades. So I know it has a low probability of hitting TP, but it doesn't matter. I just need one in every so often to hit, and that's fine. So I take both sides. So I need to be flexible with my bias. What I see is this. So this is where we are on the H4, right? If you go back to the daily, I'm expecting, a continuation. I'm expecting that it closes either this bar or maybe some higher, and I want to be shorting that into this area, right? That's the supply demand kind of concept. But what I do see is that in between, as it's going up, a potential going up, right? It will need to bounce or use some demand area below us. Sometimes, a lot of times it does that. And if you look at here, you have an H4 order block, right? That's an H4 order block, and it is relatively fresh since it's been created. It's only been, this is the bar that created it, and this is right now, it is on the 5th bar since its creation. And my definition of fresh order block is a low to mid single digit number, right? So, and this fits the bill. And if you go to the lower time frames, to the H1, I can actually find a reversal pattern. So if you go, you have this, you will see that you do have a succession of lower highs and lower lows. So I can start looking for that bullish reversal, and this would be that's an inverse head and shoulder or quasi, and price is now looking to form. This would be then the left shoulder, the head, and a possible formation of a right shoulder. So that gives me this area, and since I combine the order blocks with the quasis, it gives me this area of a possible reversal, right? And unless it invalidates this order block, I would be looking on the lower time frames for indication structures to let me take this trade to take an entry in here. So I'm actually looking to go long right now. My broader expectation is for a short, so I'm going to be looking for a short up here. But in the meantime, if it does fit and give me signals on the H4 and the H1, that's my green light to look for on the minute. So I am currently looking at the H1, the 1 minute time frame. since I trade on the minute, my entry, what you just said, Jonathan, is it sounds like how I trade. I trade on scalper like, since I'm on the 1 minute with stops as low as 2-3 pips, but I'm always looking to upgrade those trades as a swing trader. So I want them to confirm to me that this is something bigger, and then I can leave them for a swing trade, right? So I take some profits at the end of the day, since that's my entry and that's my TP usually, but I'll try to leave a portion for the bigger moves. And that's, I believe that is it makes a big difference on your equity curve when you do that.
Yeah, I think that's how I want to trade, but I haven't, because I've just started trading intraday, and I've been trading, I've been swing trading for years, and I've just started intraday trading because of these live streams, basically, because we have the time here, we have several hours and we can trade live. And what I see now is that, like my experience from swing trading and being able to find a good entry on the low time frames, like I think that's my goal of just like I said. And honestly, like I looked at EU before you did, and looking at your analysis, I'm kind of forced to change my perspective here. It does really look like the prices that we're trading around now could be a good entry. I think I would want to see more confirmation on maybe the 15 minute, because I have more levels on my chart, and I'm also looking at the weekly open. So I need to I need to see price, not the weekly open. Where is it? Yeah, never mind. But there's a level higher that I can just quickly switch over to my screen and show you what I mean. So if we remove this, we have this is the 50% fib, and in almost perfect complement with the 50% is the weekly open right here. So you see prices right now trading around the weekly open, and if on the 1 hour we add a zone like this, I would say that, and then adding a fib here, let's see, I would say that we are currently testing the reload zone, and the reload zone is basically what I use to find my best entries. And if we can perhaps see now in the 15 minute, this is a good wick. Look at the 5 minute, this is a bullish engulfing candle on the 5 minute. If we are to see a move where this trend might be shifting like this, then yeah, we have high time frame confidence. We have confidence on the daily, and we might see that low time frame entry. Is that something that you might be looking at as well?
Yes, but I'm not I don't use the weekly open, although I believe it can be used. I do see also a pivot point. If you look, I don't have it on my screen, but I have it on my other terminals. The pivot for EU for today is 88.65. So it is right there where it reacted. Right, I'm gonna mark it on my screen. The pivot it runs for today is around here. Let me get that straight. It runs at around here. I'm gonna change the color so you can see it. That's not how I change it. There we go. So the pivot is right here at 865. So it's very close, and price reacts to that pivot points a lot. Doesn't mean it's gonna bounce, but that's another confluence you can use if the price is reacting. And actually, I already have a reversal pattern on my 1 minute time frame. So if price comes back into this and interacts with this entry order block, that's my signal that I want to be entering. And my target would be then the first FTA on this trade would be, let me see, that would be that order block, either the top or let me market with a TP. So my TP would be either before or within this area. I understand that this, what you said is also a good one, putting it here, right? That would be your target, right? You said the last swing high.
Yeah, but I always front run the area, like that's the FTA, but we want to make sure that we keep it well below to make sure that we actually do get filled, you know. So I think the area that you have is better, because, and it also aligns with the top to the left. So I think your TP area is, I think that general area is where you want to have that TP. So I think that's a good level actually.
Yeah, this is the safest FTA, right? And that's what I would start with my analysis. But depending on the time of the day and the range still left for the day, I can, you know, say, okay, it might be reasonable to expect it's going to go much higher, and then this would be, you know, I can move it up. But that's something a bit more discretionary. But this would be this area is where I'm want to be looking for the TP if it hits, if it's signals. So I'm going to be looking for how price reacts. So all of this analysis I did doesn't mean I'm going to enter.
But I think you know what we have. Oh, sorry. Did you? Not sure if you cut out.
It was a bit of a lag.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. So I'm going to be looking at how the market reacts to this order block. And that's gonna be my signal to enter or not. If it rejects it, then I'm gonna be entering and having a stop loss. Let's say something below this order block, right? Below that 1 minute order block, and it could be something like this. In this case, it's 1.4 pips, but that depends on the entry, right? The entry could be much higher. I don't know that yet. And my target would then be, as I said, would be that. Target for that TP for a risk reward of 6.3 in this case, but I don't have the entry yet, so it can be different. But it can be.
How often do you get trades like that, like above 5?
Well, I do get them, but of course, if you have high risk reward setups, your win rate will drop. That's a given. So you need to measure what risk reward ratio makes sense in combination with your win rate. And in my case, I'm fine taking, if I'm trading well, I take 35 to between 30 and 35 win rate, but it can go as low as 25 and I'm still profitable. But you have to figure that out.
That's the beauty with having such a high risk to reward. Definitely.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with that. You know, I usually have, you know, at least when I'm swing trading, like what I'm looking for is I'm looking for above 1R. It's what I'm looking for, but I also look for a better high, you know, higher win rate. When I'm backtesting the way I'm trading, you know, so I should have closer to 60%, but I have around 50%. So for me, anything above 1R is good. However, I do think that what you're talking about here and what I talked about, you know, when I showed that first setup on EU, that's what that's what also I'm aiming for. But the difference between, like, we're basically looking for the same trade here, and I can switch over to my screen here where if I would take this trade, I would base the TP on like this area, so basically close to where you would put it as well. But then on the lower time frames, I think you're looking for an entry like down here somewhere. So maybe even down here, right? I mean, that would be 10 hour for me. But what I'm looking for is I'm usually, like, I have an alert up here. So what I want to see is I want to see a break of structure, basically. So if we have, let's see, if this is the downtrend, I basically want to see, I want to see this, you know, and when we get that breakout, that's where I'm looking to put my entry here. So a trade that, you know, this would be a 4R trade, but I'm expecting an approach like this to have higher win rate because you're you're looking for confirmation that the whole structure has broken. Now, if I get an entry down here, I mean, that would be absolutely insane, and I would only need a few winners to actually be profitable. So I think you need to have big balls to be able to pull this off, because honestly, like, is putting entry orders down here and having that tight stop loss, like, are you not looking for a rejection?
No,
or
you'll be going in market. Surely you're not putting orders there.
Yeah.
Victor.
Are you putting orders in, or are you?
No, he's going in market, aren't you?
Yes. I won't be putting limit orders. I don't put limit orders because I want to see the market, how it reacts when it gets there. A lot of times I have all these, what you're saying is that you're looking for a break of structures, and I look for the same too. The only thing, I use a different tool for it. What I use is, since the market is fractal, I use the same concept I use on the higher time frames, the quasis, on the minutes as well. And of course, I need some rules for that. But this is what I see. That's the head. That's the left shoulder. And as it breaks this neckline, right now, and it comes back, I would consider this to be the right shoulder, and then it moves out. So it's basically the same break of structure. Well, not the same, but it's also a break of structure. The only thing is I use something a little bit different. And so actually, but the concept is the same. You're finding a support area, and you're looking for that reversal, those indications of reversals, either breaking the trend, as you pointed out, or in my case, breaking and forming a quasi and coming back to that origin of the impulse, right? Because what you're trading, when I trade this, let's say it does happen, what I'm actually trading is the ignition or the move, the impulse that started here and that caused this jump and possibly moving higher. A lot of time price comes back, retests this area, right, and then moves out. And that's a general idea that I trade. And you said big balls. Well, the thing is, if you have data, you can know what your drawdown will be in long term, and you can position yourself, do your position sizing accordingly. And even if you have a low win rate with this, and even if you're just a little bit profitable, it doesn't matter. You can adjust your risk. One of the things I do is my entries are very little, very small in comparison to most other people, most other traders. So my risk is very, very low. I don't mind losing one. It doesn't matter to me. Like, if I did everything right, then it's fine, no problem. And I can lose on a day, I can lose perhaps 4 or 5 trades in a row, and it's just part of the plan.
What are you risking? How much are you risking then on your per trade then, Vic?
I'm risking 1% of my available drawdown.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah, and sometimes even lower than that. Sometimes I start with 0.5%
I think
of
that's
my
quite
available.
high, bro. I actually think that's what I would use on an evaluation type of thing, is 1% of my drawdown. So
1%, but that's very little. If you have large stops,
yeah. No, but let's say on a 1 minute, 5 minute time frame, that means you put in on 10, 20 lots at a time, depending obviously what kind of account that you're on.
Well, on a 100K account, I trade 1% of the available drawdown is $100. $100.
So
okay.
it's not 1% of the
1%
account.
of 10K.
No, okay, yeah, fair enough.
1% of 10K.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's super.
It's an interesting approach. Okay, so we actually see price moving lower now. So we are approaching an area where you might want to start looking for a reaction to enter on. And if I'm just going to switch over to my screen quickly and show you what I'm watching. So I think that, you know, we do have something here. Like, I do think that we're testing a level, and I also like to add the reload zone on the lower time frames as well. And we have that reload zone right down in this area where you might want to look for and the entry as well. And we did actually test this area here on the 1 minute. So would you say that price did not come far enough down for you to execute a trade here?
Actually to do it properly, I need to I only take order entries on order blocks that are formed by below that 50% retracements. And you do see here an order block, but that order block, and actually there's there's overlapping with another one, and this one is the order block. The half of it is below that 50% retracement. So that's a how do you call that? That's a borderline trade for me, because my rule is that the at least 50% of the order block needs to be below that 50% retracement, right? From the bottom, what I consider the head of the inverse head and shoulder or quasi, and the top that it reached before coming back down. So this would also be an entry order block for me, since it does, if we zoom in, 50% of that order block is right on that 50% retracement. You see that half of the order block is above and half is below. So this is also how you say that is valid. So if it gives me that order that entry, I would be taking it as well, both of them, either one of them, I mean.
Super clean. It's interesting. It's interesting that you're quite, the way that you look at it is, in a way, it's like a hybrid of discretionary but also mechanical as well, because you've got certain rules and things that you're looking for, which kind of has, kind of mechanical way of looking at the market. But also, I think you use your discretion as well when it comes to looking at how the candle moves and if you want to get in on that particular candle. Am I got you? Is that right, Vic?
Yes. Actually, I try to be as mechanical as possible, because it's best for my results, for my consistency, for my back testing, and for my general performance. But I do understand that the mechanical approach has some drawdowns, for lack of a better word. Some disadvantages. One is that you don't always capture the move while you know what is happening if you're reading the price action, and your mechanical system will just not catch everything. So I do allow myself a little bit of leeway and discretion to include some setups that are not completely according to the mechanical ways. But nice. It's mostly I try to be as mechanical as possible, but there's always a little factor there that could be a little bit discretionary.
Yeah, nice, good stuff.
So I've just entered an order on. I've just entered an order on EU.
I think we're all going the same direction. We are all going the same direction.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting it's quite interesting to see how everybody has their way of looking at the market and how they can break it down and understanding for them to kind of react and pull the trigger. It's super fascinating, man. Definitely. It's so good having different types of traders in the same trading room just to listen. It's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it really is. And I do think like it's really great to have you in here, Victor, because now that you kind of broken down your levels and the way you're trading it fits very well with what me and Alex is doing. I think Alex can agree. We both kind of agreed with your analysis here, and we're basically looking at the same things and the same levels, but we're using different techniques and different analysis to come to that conclusion. And I think those are the best trades, where you have traders confidence, as I like to call it, where you have a group of traders looking at the same trade, but they're using different tools to come to that conclusion. And I think those are the trades that basically, I think those are the best trades, basically. Yeah. So now we we have an entry where we're basically, you know, we're looking at the daily, and let's see if I can remove some levels, make it a little bit cleaner here. So basically what we have now here on the daily is, see if I can, yeah, okay, so we got that. We know that we hit the 50. It was around this area, right? We hit the daily 20. So we do have a pretty good level here on the daily, and we also had on the 1 hour we had that retest of, you know, this level here. It was also the reload zone, and we entered, or at least I entered, based on the 1 minute where you had that break of structure. And just like you said, now my initial idea was to look for something like this, but you know, if I can get a break of structure down here,
you got it.
Yeah, I mean, it hit the 0.618 here beautifully, and I don't even know if I need to use the stochastics RSI. I remember when I developed the system, you know, the statistics told me that every trade that you take where you have a bull cross on the stochastics RSI is, you know, increases the win rate. But now I'm thinking, you know, I've never taken a trade where the stochastics RSI is not in agreement, and I don't even look at it. So I think now it's just the fact that price action, we're looking at price action, and price action is confirming the entry, and stochastics RSI is reacting to
the RSI is the divergence. Even on the 1 minute, you've got divergence on the 1 minute a little bit. So for me, that's have you got divergence there? Yeah, you've got divergence there. Yeah, you have.
Where?
If you go from that candle, if you go from the bottom candle from the low,
you mean this one?
and into that consolidation just to the right, to the next low that you've got to the left. Sorry, to the left. No, that's, you know, you got that low. I'll show you on my screen. I'll pull up my screen, and then it's good.
We always do that, you know. No, go to the left, go to the right. No, that candle. Like, I don't know. That's a lot of candles.
Okay, so if you have a look at this low here, so this candle there, you see a divergence on the RSI. Shows a little bit of not enough power going down. It actually, if you go back onto your screen now, you will see that divergence.
So you mean from, you know, that low and this low?
No.
All right, this is going to be an interesting experiment here.
This low.
Yeah.
So this low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're looking at that. All right, you're looking at this.
There you got some divergence at a level as well.
You know, but for me, that's not that. You know, the way I see it, that's not. I guess technically it is a divergence because you have a low and a low, but the way I like to look at divergence on the stochastics RSI is to kind of look at this structure as a low and this structure as a low. So one example would be if that low was higher than that one, you get a low and a lower low. And then this one would be higher than that one. Then that's how I trade divergences on the stochastic RSI. So for me, being on the 1 minute, these they're too close to each other. I'm viewing this as one low and this is one low. Now let's see if that actually makes sense. I mean, you could watch. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe. Yeah, let's not look at an example because that might take forever. But I think that's how I like to look at it. But I'm not saying it wrong. I mean, it's definitely a divergence. Are we all in this similar trade?
So I'm in the trade. You're in the trade. I don't know, Victor, if you pulled the trigger yet on your trade.
Yes. I have.
Okay, so we're all long.
Yeah.
We are.
Right, pre-rich.
Let's let's see what happens. It's a shame they can't share all of the screens at the same time.
Well, we can, but we gotta have another software for that.
If you're trading the 1 minute, a divergence is relevant. If you're trading the 1 minute, if you're looking for 1 minute targets, if you're looking for 1 minute targets, you know, 1 minute risk or 1 minute stop loss, then divergence of the 1 minute is very relevant.
I was just gonna say that, but you know, it kind of makes sense though. Like a divergence of 1 minute, yeah, it might be used weird for somebody.
Everything is super fractal, so it just means that it's going to be very fast acting and it's going to finish very fast. Just because you see a divergence, it's like a divergence on the weekly or the daily. Remember, Bitcoin was absolutely flying past its all-time high. Everybody was like, oh, there's a massive divergence on the RSI. It's going to come down. It's going to come down. It takes, for that to play out on that particular time frame, takes a long time. That's why divergence on a 1 minute also doesn't take a long time for it to play out. So it all depends relatively on what you're actually trading and how you're trading. And we should all be in the blue.
I have been trading a long time ago divergences, and they're useful. They're very useful because they, when the market turns, a lot of the times you can see a divergence. But the opposite is not true. Not every time you see a divergence, the market will turn. So it will give you will have a lot of depends on what is a signal, but you will get, only looking at divergence, it will give you a lot of times signals which will not turn, and so you need other ways to confirm or to have more confluences before you take them. If you only use divergence, your win rate is going to be low, depending on your stop as well. But it's not. It's good, but you need to know
market structure, market structure, and divergences. You can find it. You can get a good strategy with just looking at market structure and divergences.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's definitely viable.
I agree.
All right. Looks like we got a very good entry. On EU here. What was your entry, Victor?
My entry was 88.3.
Yeah.
88.303. 9.
80. No, I mean 88. Well, the pips, right? 88, and then 0.3 being the pipette.
Yeah. So 88.33. Oh no.
That's all the way down here.
Yeah.
3 times 8 and then 3.
I got you.
Oh, yeah, 8. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, yes, it's up here. Oh, no way. We have 8883.
Yes.
Oh, we got the same. Oh shit! Look at this one. Almost got the same one. Nice. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna get.
What's your stop? What's your stop?
My stop is 88.54.
88.54. Oh wow, that's I don't know how you trade, but that's
mine's a little bit tighter.
Ooh, that's
why. Where's yours, Bill? Are you tighter? You must be tighter than that.
No, I got mine is. Let me see my. Let me see. Mine is 1.6 pip.
1.6
pip. Yes.
Good God.
Yeah, mine's not that tight. Mine's 2.4.
Dude, like when you trade with a stop loss like 1.6, you can't, like, you're not going to be able to trade anywhere else than on the 5ers. Honestly, like, so if you don't have, honestly, like if you like, guys, you know, the 5ers 0 spread on EU. You look at Oanda right here. I have Oanda up here. Do you see this? This is 1.5. Currently on Oanda, you have 1.5 spread. You would have been stopped out already with that. And it wouldn't be possible to have that sort of spread, at least in the area where you have it. Now, I'm going to be a bit greedy. Now, I want to look at this. And I want to look at this from more of a high time frame perspective. Now, this to me, what we're looking at right now, like that TP to me is not really what I mean when I say, you know, swing trade TP, because again, we'll look at the daily. Oh man, this is so messy. We'll look at the daily. Where is the FTA on the daily? Well, that's why it's going to be up here, closer to that level. Yeah. So now what I'm thinking, can we ride it all the way up there?
I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Because do you have a daily reason for this to go up? No, you don't.
I think you have a daily reason for it to go up.
I don't care. I'm going to put my TP right there.
Well, yeah, depends on what you consider a daily reason, but well, you can have the retest of that freshly formed order block. Sure, that's a reason. Yeah. And you can have market structure. Market structure is bullish, so yes, you could say all those are reasons that it might go up. But personally, I only use freshly made or created order blocks as reasons, and I don't have that. I don't have that impulsive move that created order blocks on the daily from where we are right now. So to me, we don't have like price action telling me that there's an impulsive move coming up and where it is more likely to reach that. I only use those because yes, the market, based on the market structure, it could certainly go up, but it depends on how you define things, I guess.
Well, it's only a 12-hour trade, so I'm getting, you know, why not? Why not? No, but
you got the 200 EMA on, Jonathan. Just stick the 200 EMA on and go on to the weekly, and that's where I feel that price is potentially going to in
200 on the weekly.
Next few days. Yeah, 200 on the weekly.
Really? Well,
so you've got a break. You've got a break, retest. You've had that pin bar as well. Found support, push up. You know, it's had quite a high push up of what, 3 weeks? 3 weeks of.
Well, you are right. That would be like the FTA on the weekly, but the problem is maybe we already retested that. Maybe we already front ran the FTA right here. You know, maybe we just front run that level right here. So you're basically looking for a move. Oh,
a front run isn't a test though. So if it's,
but it kind of is though. That's okay. That's not.
I gotta
touch is a touch, baby. You know, it doesn't. If it's front run, it didn't touch.
Yeah, that's true.
But I've tried to do that a lot of times too. When I get like an entry and the market reacts the way I expect it to do, it's very easy to go to the higher time frames and start, imagining, okay, what if this would go on the H4 FTA or the daily FTA or even the weekly, and at that moment it looks very probable because you are right. So it might as well, you might be right again. But for when I look back in my backtesting and just results, usually I can only go one time frame higher. So I would just go. Unless right now, I don't know if you can perhaps share my screen. Yeah, thanks. If right now we don't have, if I interpret the price action of the market in terms of order blocks being created, we don't have. Well, we do have. We don't even have on the 5-minute. We don't have anything yet. Any order blocks being created, because the creation of order block is actually a decision point that has happened, right? It's the one side taking over and leaving an engulfing, which is the basis for the order block. So we do have on the lower time frames, we do have here, see, we did have, when price came back, we did have that order block being that engulfing. That tells me that the bulls took over right at that moment, right? And if we look at price action, just looking at order flow, we can see that from the head, okay, we see a couple of order blocks being formed here, and that one when it came back, and it does have one here as well. Okay, so we have like bullish order flow. If we go to the higher time frames, we can see, okay, there's one here on the 3-minute, so that tells me that, okay, prices on the 3-minute is also in line with my setup. And if I go to the 5-minute, I don't have anything yet. So that tells me how matured this my setup is. If my setup is going to go to my target, it needs to show me in PA that it it wants to go there, and that to me, I gauge the desire, the willingness of the market to go somewhere in one direction by the degree and the frequency it forms order blocks. And so if I look to the higher time frames above the 5, the 15, there's no bullish order block being formed yet. And yes, the market can move. You can see one on the 30 minutes. So we will have to see in 13 minutes to see how this closes, right? So maybe we can find our first freshly made order block on the 30 minutes. And on the 1 minute, 1 hour, we don't have anything, right? The market, if I go to the market can have like a V-shaped recovery. Let me take that off. It can have like a V-shaped recovery and not leaving any order blocks in the process. That can happen. But that doesn't happen very often. Usually the market does this, right? It goes down in swings and then it goes up in swings as well. And as it does this, when it does this, usually it goes impulsive this way, because that's the decision point where the bulls or one side is taking over. And that's basically the formation of the order blocks that I'm looking for. And on the 5-minute, we don't have that. It doesn't mean it will not, that the setup will fail. But I think if I go right away with my entry on the 1 minute and I go all the way to the weekly or the daily, I'm probably going ahead of myself, because I need for all the different time frames telling me that, you know, the buyers, the participants are actually coming to the market by taking over, I mean.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I see it.
Very valid.
Well, 12R is 12R. I'll keep it there. That would be nice. I love your explanation, but yeah, 12R is 12R. And imagine on Wednesday when I get to show that TP hitting. We'll have to remove that bot. I don't know. Let's see on Wednesday.
We'll see. First it's gonna push up above this last candle on the 5 minutes. So let's see what happens here.
So the 12R is when is that 12R? Is it all the way here?
That would be taken over the last daily high. So yeah, I would do.
Yes, it's at 92.54.
That's the daily order block.
Big boy.
That's a bit. That's
a big boy.
That's way too high. But you know what? Honestly, that's you know. Oh, listen. All right, so you look at the daily when it broke down, right? We're looking at this wrong screen. Let me switch. Man, what's wrong with my English today? I had too much coffee. Actually, I had very little coffee today. Maybe that's the problem. That daily candle. What happened here? That was Thursday. What happened? It was news, right? We had news. What happened? I remember we had. Was it CPI, PPI, something like that? Well, no, we can look. We can go into
Michigan. I don't know what they call it. Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know why Michigan. No, that retail sales and PPI. Okay, so that makes sense. Michigan. I'm like, what's Michigan? All right, Victor is gone. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Man, I really love his analysis though. That was great stuff, and I love how it aligns with our stuff. But dude, doesn't this kind of make sense? We're looking for like a reclaim of the level prior to that move down. Like if you look at the 1 hour, look at this huge move down. Like that is.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. But I agree with you in the specific trade that I'm in at the moment. Because of my stops are so close. I don't really want. I wouldn't really want to swing it. And the only thing with this long that you've got here, now it's hit the first problematic area, which was that lower low last week. So it's hit that area and rejected. It's hit the 200 EMA, rejected, and now it's retracing back. It's continuing back up. So it's one showing a lot of strength, but it's also taken all of those orders that have now been released and executed, and now prices continue up. So now you've got a massive pocket of air towards your take profit. So I agree with your and the overall analysis as well. Like I said, I am buying euro. I think euro is going up. This particular trade, I'm not holding. And just because I can't hold, I've got a problem with holding overnight, man. Like I just don't like it. I don't sleep well. I need to be in and out. I can't hold overnight. But that's
there's medication for that. Just have that trade open. I don't know, pop a couple of pills, just have a good night's sleep, maybe some whiskey. I don't know. Like there's methods for that. If you want to become a good trader, you will have to use what nature has to offer, to get that good night's sleep. You want to be profitable.
Yeah, the good old days on the trade.
Yeah, man. Yeah, holy shit. Imagine being back in those days. Like, being with
Paul Scott would have been that.
Exactly. Like Paul Scott, like, how did you trade back then? I don't fucking know. We just, we just did something. You know what? Yeah. All right. Awesome, guys. All right. So, like the video. If you like these life-changing advice, like the video, because
have we been doing these for 3 months? We can't be doing them for 3 months. 2 months.
Let me do my very mathematical calculation. We got January, February, March.
We couldn't have started January. We started in January.
We did, but you were on your live finding adventure in Europe, right?
Correct.
And and I actually started the live trading room without you, and then you came on, and that's where I guess officially we could say that it started when you got on.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
8 more likes, 3 giveaways, guys. We haven't been. We've been neglecting. We've been neglecting some of these emojis right here. We've been talking so much, so make sure you like and you subscribe.
Are you? I'm not on drugs. If you're that's what you're saying. Because I got a lot of it. You know what's different? I haven't traded a lot. I think that's the main problem. I've been taking it easy with trading, and I think that actually has a major positive effect. When you're trading too much, when you're over trading, it's just it's
5-minute rejection is quite a powerful one, to be fair.
Yeah.
Not the best sign in the world, to be honest, on a 5-minute.
What are we talking about? That's not a good candle. But you know what? Like, I think... Oh, man. You know what is... I gotta...
Stick at 200
12R. I mean... This is weird, Am I really gonna hold this?
Have you got probably that's it? You're super certain in scope for 12 hours, and then be like, oh, that candle doesn't look right. That's it. Gonna have to go.
Yeah.
A normal 3. A normal 3 I will do.
No, but honestly, like. That, with this candle and that TP looks pretty good, but as soon as we break out, I'm going to be switching to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
But you know, guys, like it's not. With the giveaways, I see a lot of comments like, "I've been in for 3 months." There we go. There's Victor, and we have him back. I thought your stop loss got hit, and then you just rage quit. But you're back. Welcome back.
No, my stop loss did not get hit, but it might. It might. That's fine. That is. I try not to get too hooked on any single trade.
Okay.
So actually, when I enter, I'm looking for, before I enter, I look for reasons to. I try to be as selective as possible. So I look for reasons not to enter, and if I don't have it and I enter, once I enter, I try to let go of it mentally. So I set my TP, my stop loss, and my TP. And of course, I will go at it and look to see if there are higher time frames confirming my entry. But other than whether I'm going to be wrong or not, I try to accept the loss right away. And I'll start looking, if I'm going to be wrong, is there another entry possible? Right away. So I'm actually already entertaining the idea that I might be wrong. And so when it happens, emotionally or mentally, it's not that of a shock. So
that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not in this stream.
Yeah, I mean, this stop loss is never going to get hit. This trade is going straight to TP. Straight to TP.
That's what we like to hear.
Yep. We'll make sure to end the live stream before that stop loss gets hit, and then on the next live stream we'll adjust the setup accordingly. Nah, we don't do that. we would never do that. Never do that. All right, guys. Do you wanna Victor? I'm not sure how long you want to stay on here. I think we talked about an hour, but it's been an hour 30 minutes. If you're okay with staying on here for a while, then feel free. But I'm not sure if you have plans or whatever.
I will stick around as this is the first session, so I will be with you guys longer.
The opening ceremony.
Yeah.
Definitely. No. I think I think you're doing good. I'm doing great, and it's we get a good flow going here. I think the conversation started quite nicely right off the bat, where your analysis, because sometimes when people try to explain the way they're trading, it's like I watch it, I see it, but I have no idea what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like it's just a different world. But your way of trading, your levels, and your way of talking about, and I think because you've been doing this for a while, you've been on the Discord, you're a moderator in the 5ers Discord, and you've been doing this for a while. You kind of know how to explain the concepts in a simple way, and that's absolutely great. So I think this is. It's going to be really good. Let us know in the comments.
To be a good teacher as well. It's not even about being a teacher. It's not easy sometimes to articulate ideas. Sometimes when you know how to do something, sometimes it's hard for some people, including myself, sometimes to articulate, and you actually do it in a rather good way. So it's actually quite good that you're on here.
Thank you for those kind words. I think it's being a teacher or a mentor and a trader, they're completely a different skill set you need. So you can be great at one and not on the other one, and you can be good at both, but not necessarily. So the best trader might be a horrible teacher. That's how it goes.
Yep. That's why I'm going to pull it back to ICT. That's why it doesn't matter if he's not profitable. Doesn't matter if he's not profitable or he hasn't made any money. He's helped a lot of people.
Bitcoin is now about to. So the way I'm trading based on the 4 hour is my confirmation for this short would be the 4 hour candle closing below the 50. Now we have 1 hour and 30 minutes till that happening. So a lot can happen. We can either close the 4 hour candle up here or down here, and obviously that would not be a trade. But let's just assume that the trade does close right here. That would be when I enter a short on Bitcoin. I can't believe I'm saying short Bitcoin, but definitely
blasphemy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. All right. Victor should be here. Alex, Jonathan, Victor sounds good. Team. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and yeah, I agree.
The team's gonna get bigger as well. The idea is that we have live streams going on all day eventually, but slowly, we have to see if it's see if you guys
all right, so
like.
Bitcoin is moving lower now. Let's see if we can perhaps find a yeah, I don't like this. Maybe, you know, we have a level here, we can adjust this level kind of like that. Yeah, I would probably need to see this breakthrough down. So break and retest of that level is probably what I would be looking at on Bitcoin. And I'm actually really looking forward to that move to the downside on Bitcoin, because yes, I am heavily invested in Bitcoin, but I am not heavily invested in altcoins. I'm hoping that, you know, the positions or the orders that I have in the markets currently is I have ADA and Algo, so I'm hoping that Algo can come down and hit that 50% level and fill my long orders. Another one I'm watching is Sand. I think Sand is looking absolutely beautiful. I have orders in for this one as well. I got only partial fill on that one right here. But you look at the stop losses here. The stop loss is actually 30% down. So this is what I'm doing here is I'm with a 30% stop loss, I'm using 3 times leverage so that my stop loss, and this is not a good idea, guys, if you don't know what you're doing, but my stop loss is actually my liquidation price of the position. So whenever I get stopped out on this position, I will get liquidated, which this is not a good thing to do, because obviously you don't want to get liquidated, because it adds it usually becomes a bigger loss than what it should be, and you might get liquidated before that stop loss gets hit. But what I have is a mental stop. So I have alerts below the reload zone, and when those alerts goes off, I will start looking for an exit, because a lot of times you'll see something like this, but also a lot of times you'll see something like this. And if we see a rejection here and a move lower, that's when I will manually exit these positions. If that happens, if we get just one candle straight down, yeah, I'll get liquidated and I lose that position. But the plan is to actually enter positions on all of these. So I got ADA, Algo, got Sand, and then a lot of different altcoins here with basically the same structure. And the altcoins that I'm looking for is basically altcoins that does not look like Sol, because Sol already did what I'm looking for them to do, right? So this is Sol. I'm looking to enter my altcoins down here for that move. So I'm looking for this move, but on the altcoins that haven't happened yet. So you can compare this with Sol, and this is still in the accumulation phase. And one interesting factor about Sol is usually one of the first altcoins that move in an altcoin season since the inception of Sol. So in the last bull market, Sol have been what we call an altcoin season leader. So when Sol starts to move, you either want to be in Sol or you want to start looking at entering other positions. And we have FTM as well. FTM is also one of the first movers in the.
Keep doing it. Keep going. Yep. Keep going. Talk. So,
FTM, and you see here on FTM, it's actually like what I'm looking for has just happened on FTM. So this is on the weekly chart, and we have the reload zone right here. Now, what happened on FTM is we came down, we hit the reload zone on the weekly. We look at ADA, exactly the same thing. We're looking for that move down into the reload zone prior to the move higher. And
just got stopped out.
Pretty. So I just got. Did you get stopped out?
Yeah, I've lost an R.
God damn it, my 12-hour trade. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? No. Well, what I'm seeing right now is, yeah, definitely. And what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing EU is probably inside the reload zone right here. It's moving lower. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped out on this one. God damn it.
Yeah, you haven't been stopped out yet.
Oh. It is what it is. I definitely, I'm mentally up here. You know, I'm definitely up here. So you know, EU is definitely lagging behind where I am. Guys, do you want to take a quick break and then, or should we watch price just slowly but surely come down to my stop loss?
We can take a 10-minute break and come back afterwards. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break, and then when we come back, we start working on the giveaway. So now, while you wait, make sure you hit that like button, because obviously the more likes we have will determine the number of giveaways that we give away, accounts that we give away. All right.
We'll see you in 10 minutes, guys.
Take care. What is this? What? Oh, where's my camera? Look at that. God damn it. You know what? The funniest thing is we had one guy in the comments saying EU is going to 8850. All right? Now what's the low of that candle? It's 8850. If you're in the comments, could you please make yourself known and tell me exactly what your trading system looks like? Because that, my friend, is a perfect test of that level. Yeah, you're probably market maker, probably one of those sneaky market makers looking at our stop losses, coming for them. All right, so that's a loss. My dreams of having that 12-hour winner live on the stream ended quite quickly. I would say prematurely. We're gonna get another one.
Well, it's funny.
I actually had 2 entries there.
The long trade still in play. Yeah, it's just because we're on the 1 minute time frame that when you have stops so close, could be stopped out, but the long trade is still in play.
Actually, I had 2 entries there.
Oh, you went short as well.
So you entered here.
I had 2 entries. So I had another signal on the 2 minute as well, and I took both of them. And both of them were stopped out, so I have -2R right now. But as Alex said, the setup is still valid. So if I see another signal, I will take it, and perhaps that will be a loser too, and perhaps on the 4th and the 5th we'll catch it if it indeed turns. And with the high risk reward ratio, you only need to catch 1 or 2, and that will make up for all the rest. So this is business as usual for me. Losing 1 or 2 is just normal.
Yeah.
So this was
guys. Before we, sorry for interrupting you. Before we move on, I actually have to run. Okay. So Alex, you and Victor will have to do the giveaway on your own. I hope that's not going to be a problem. So my son is sick and he's not getting better, so I gotta go into the hospital with him. I'm afraid.
That's okay.
So
we will I will the giveaway, and we'll start doing the giveaway now. We'll get it going. And
I'll leave, and I would like to thank you all for joining today. I hope to see you all tomorrow. In tomorrow's live stream, I will be sharing all the details of my system. I will give you a complete breakdown of the way I'm trading so that you can do the same if you want to. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Take care.
I'm not going to end the stream. That was close one. I almost ended the live stream.
You nearly did a style right then.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
It's funny because I'm looking on so I've had 2 losses today.
Yes. You mean you?
Yeah, I've had 2 losses today.
Okay.
I still see the potential for this to continue up. And it's looking at it. Because even on the 5 minute, even though it's come up and it's taken, it's ended up in a pin bar, and it's showing strength. And
yes, it's reacting to that area. That's
it's a good solid area to get into.
I agree. It's forming right now. It formed a fresh order block on the 5 minute. That's a sign that you want to be seeing if it wants to. If you're entering, you want bullish order blocks. If you're entering long, you want bullish order blocks being formed right before or after you entered, because those are like protectors, like barriers for your trades. Yeah,
definitely. I do like the look of that.
But in my case, for my setup, I don't have an entry right now because. Not yet. Yeah. Maybe it will come. But I have, we had a quasi before. We had this structure. If you see something like this, and you had that structure, and when it broke this line, it activated the quasi for me. But that quasi has been invalidated by this candle, this big bearish candle that took us out, took me out in any case. And now I'm waiting for, it did form again a quasi, right? It keeps forming it. That's the left shoulder. This is the head. And that's the activation of the quasi, by breaking the neckline. But the problem I have now is that I don't have an entry. See that? I don't have any order blocks that tells me where the market might reverse. Where, if it's going to go down, what is the best place for it to come down? It needs to be below that 50% retracement. But and in there, we have a V-shaped recovery, what I just spoke at the beginning, right? So, but it didn't leave any order block. And by not having an order block, I cannot define my entry very tightly. And I need to do that. So in that case, I will not be able to have an entry. What I do then is I go to other time frames and see if there is, in this case, there isn't a quasi in here. And I have the 2 minute on another terminal, and there are no quasis as well. So I have to sit on my hands and let this go, or form some other structure that allows me to enter the way I do. So that's how it goes. But that's normal. To me, 2 losses, 3 losses is average. It's nothing. It's nothing to be. It's not out of the line, because when I get one, I get maybe 6, 7, or 10, and together I become profitable.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this structure now, seeing what it does, but it's showing a little bit of strength now. That coming back down to a 50 fib, I might take that just to the 200 EMA on the 1 minute. Let me just see what happens here. Let me just see what my stop would be. 2.4 pips. So if I put 20 lots on, I'm risking 0.5%, which I'm happy about.
So you're going, I don't have the 200 EMA on my
So that's chart. That's what I would be looking at. Well, that's what I'm in again.
Okay. And what would your trigger be?
So just my trigger's 50? Already happened. So so the trigger's been, it's had this, it's not been able to break. Obviously on the 1 minute, it looks like a break, but if you look on a higher time frame, you've had all of this strength here, push up, broken up past this little bit of structure, and now coming back down to a 50 fib. So what I would be looking for is just that slight push up to that 200 EMA, because you see all of that breakdown, we still haven't had a touch of the 200 EMA. So I'm waiting for price just to first touch that initial 200 EMA, and then, it could turn around and just go all the way back down as well. But that would be the trade that I'd be looking for. Now, if it breaks up above all of these levels, it touches the 200 EMA, breaks up above, and starts to do some breaks and retests, that could be another sign for me to get in again. But it doesn't look like it's really pushing up. We really need to see this hold as support. If it breaks up above, it's fairly obvious to see. If it breaks underneath that, then it's definitely going to come for my stop and maybe push a little bit lower. But let's see what that would be. That would be for 1,000. So that would be getting basically my risk back that I lost through today. So I'll be just a little bit before break even today.
But so you would be entering like a mean reversion trade, going back to the 200.
Yeah, basically that's the way I trade pretty much. Back to the 200s, or if price is very bullish and wait for a retest of a 200, continuation upwards. Those types of trades are what I'm looking for. My bread and butter, really. A lot of the trades that were done last week, exactly the same types of things. So let's say if we had a look at something like this, something like that is a nice trade as well. You've had this break up above the EMAs. On the 1 minute, you would have seen that as being a 200 EMA. So it's breaking up the top, retested, bought the 200 EMA, and then obviously continuation to break up above these highs. And again, you see that mean reversion as well, what you just said. Price is taking such a big bounce up, I'm expecting it to hit the floor, and the floor for me is always the 200 EMA. So
see.
That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. I've never actually seen how you trade, so it's a great thing to be watching. I know more or less that you do use EMAs, but I don't have the specifics as to what your triggers are, and so do you enter at the close? What is a break of a 50 EMA for you? Is it the close?
There you go. Now we're out. So I don't really need to see. It depends what the candle is doing. If the candle, especially on the 1 minute, if I'm looking to get into a candle, I see it really fast towards the end of the candle close. I see it moving really fast, and I'm at a place like a fib level, then I'll be happily to get in before that candle close, because I see there's quite a lot of volatility coming in on that candle at a support or a resistance level, whatever way we're looking at. And I don't mind getting in. So I don't need to wait for candle closes. But again, I'm more of a discretionary trader. So when I look at price action, I don't mind getting in late. I don't mind getting in early, as long as I know the kind of roughly what's been going on. So taking quite a few losses today. That's it.
So let me understand better your entry. So before let's say the price is above this, let's say in this case where you're targeting the 200 EMA, and the price is above the 50, and you say, okay, I assume this will close above the 50, and you enter before the close. How do you manage if after you enter it closes, let's say, below the EMA?
So here's a good example. This area here, this is a really good I wouldn't be surprised if I took a trade here. So this example where it's broken up above, it's come to retest the 50, and I'll be expecting it to come and hit this 200 EMA. If it rejects that and comes under, normally for me that's a little bit of a warning sign. But
okay,
to be honest, I like just to set and forget and not move stops too much. If I've got into that trade, and that's the reason I've got into the trade, for all of the different reasons, then playing with the position, I don't really want to be playing with the position.
I agree with that.
Leave it like that, because you can get especially if you're on the 1 minute and you kind of lose vision, and you start having that you start seeing like price going all over, and now you go long, now you go short, and you forget what your overall idea was on that particular day and the reason why you got into the trade. And sometimes when you do that, especially in choppy market structure, you could just start playing with your position, getting out of such a good position, and then all it is just catching liquidity before it actually goes up to do a certain move. I'm sure if we have a look, I'm sure there's some good trades from last. So here you go. This is the trade that I was talking about from last week. Where is it gone now? Okay, so we had these levels here. This big level that we had on the 4 hour. You see, it kind of came under, retested the 200 EMA, and that's where I would have bought. Again, I would have seen it come back down to this level, which would have been a 50 fib, and that's probably why I bought again. And then just as well, this would have been on a higher time frame. I would have got this level, so my target would have been on the higher time frame as well. So that's why you see, if this was on a 1 minute, then I definitely wouldn't have been going for this on a 1 minute as a target. I'd be aiming for these tops here on the 1 minute if I was on the 1 minute chart trading it. If I was on the 1 minute chart trading this particular trade, I would have been stopped out, because I'd have seen this break below, deviation, closed above the 200 EMA, would have got into the 200 EMA looking for a continuation to break the prior high, and my stop would have been below this low. So when price came and did this, that would have taken me out of the trade, but I wasn't looking at this trade idea on that particular time frame, so that's why I didn't get stopped out and why the trade continued on.
You had a very nice entry right there. The second entry was spot on.
Oh, the second entry was beautiful. Yeah,
Ooh.
second entry.
Was it a limit or a market order?
No, I only market. I'm quite an aggressive trader, so I only market entry. Let's see, see what other ideas we've got in the same kind of the same thing with the 200 EMA, and then we'll do the giveaway. Let's see what we've got. Took a couple of losses there. So this is the kind of trade that I was looking for right now. So we've had a push down. We've got a lot of air between, you know, price and the 200 EMA. So now I'm looking for price, you know, just to come back up, close above the EMAs, the 21 and the 50, and then go up to the 200 EMA, which it did. I'm surprised I didn't actually close when it hit this 200 EMA. Might have had a different profit target overall. Maybe I thought I could have pushed it a little bit more, but that's the kind of trade I was looking for right now, but didn't really get it.
I see.
But yeah,
cool, man.
We'll be trading quite a lot together, hopefully. So we'll see. Hopefully next time we'll have some good trades. Let's have a look at the comments. So guys, we're going to do the giveaway. We've held Victor here for long enough. We are going to do the giveaway. That's it. So guys, if you have any questions for Victor about his strategy, about the way that he looks at the market, you can get all those questions in. I'm gonna get the link ready for the giveaway.
Yes, in the meantime, I want to share with you guys inside the Discord community, the Discord server. We have a lot of education, we have a very constructive, positive community, and that's where, for example, I share on a regular basis. I share my strategy, I share my market analysis, and I even trade live and answer many questions, everything to help the traders grow. So if you are not member yet of the Discord community, the 5ers, I invite you to become a member. We have a great community, and I'm sure you will get a lot of value and you will grow as a trader by becoming a member.
I agree with that. We put a lot of time and effort, and everybody in the Discord. Guys, it's not let's go. That's not the secret word. You need to use that in the link that has been provided. So let me just turn that off so people don't spam the chat. The secret word needs to be used in the link that I've already sent. Okay, gonna have to stop. Let me just... not sure how I can do banned words. Let's have a look. All right. I'm going to turn off the live chat for 2 minutes. So for everybody, if you are not typing, okay, no, I've disabled that. This is why Jonathan is good. Where is he when we need him? We need him now.
In the meantime, guys, if you, in this session and on any upcoming sessions, you guys think I'm adding value to your growth as a trader, if you want to see me more often in this session, put that in the chat and tag the 5ers, and that will make sure that the message gets to the right person. And I will be more often in these kind of sessions. I'm excited to be part of this. As you guys might imagine, trading is my passion. I do it full time. So anything trading, I get excited about. So I love this.
Yeah, it's good to have you on. I love the way that you look at the markets. And definitely with you being on Bulls versus Bears as well, that's kind of where we scouted you, really. Saw you in Bulls versus Bears, and I thought definitely
that was exciting. That was very exciting. That's I remember I was having a high pulse, high heart rate that moment just by trading.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Not the best way of trading, obviously.
No, but in a way, it was
interesting.
It was very interesting. Definitely very interesting.
Okay. Okay, guys. So we've got around about. That's how many. So we've got already 1,140 entries. Obviously, if you've been around here and you know how it all works, putting "let's go" in the comment section is not going to work. You need to go into this link and enter, but I'm going to be drawing the people out right now anyway. So let me just double check how many likes we have, and then I'll be drawing them out. Victor, you're going to be with us for twice for tomorrow as well. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, I will be here tomorrow as well. Yes, I'll join you for sure.
Perfect.
Perhaps tomorrow we'll catch big fish.
Do you know?
8.
Yeah, or big fish, or I can take the mini fish as well. Why not?
Sure.
As long as we get them fish, that's the main important thing. Right. Okay, so we got 1K likes, so that means we are doing 4 250K boot camps. God, what's going on here? Give me 2 seconds, guys.
Sure. In the meantime, if you want to, I can go over price action on EU.
Yeah, if you want to go for it while I sort this out. I'm not sure what's going on.
I can give the narrative of what I see in the market. So if we begin at all the way from the monthly, I'll do it quickly, right? Just a few minutes. We do have a monthly order block that was formed, and we are currently in a retest. So I'm expecting for price to At least that's what the general idea. Price will retest this and move out of it. We're not there yet, but that's the monthly signal that I'm waiting. Hasn't happened yet. And on the weekly, we don't have immediate order block being formed, but we do have a order block here on the weekly as an entry, as the biggest quasi, this being the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder that is still being formed, but we don't have a signal yet. So on the weekly, we don't have anything. The monthly, we don't have anything, but we do have setups pending. The daily, as you guys have seen, we do have this order block that was just formed 2 days ago, right? 2 trading days ago. So I'm waiting for price to come back into that area to take a short all the way to the next station, to the daily, right? So that second leg, that's the one I'm trying to catch. It hasn't happened, and who knows it will happen. But as of now, that's something I'm looking for on the daily.
Brilliant. Sorry, mate. I'll pulled those out for people that are asking. You can stop. You can stop commenting. Obviously, we do things a little bit differently now with the giveaway. So the 4 people was Julius, Navarro. You've got Alan Quasipi. I do apologize for messing up the names. You've got another fella, Harry Krishan, and you've got Andy POG1 from Twitter. So you guys will have already got the emails. You're going to get an email from me right now as well with your new account, and that's it. Victor, have you got any last words for the guys before we let them go?
No, I thank everyone for attending. I appreciate all. I've seen a few comments. I didn't have the chance to see all of them, and I saw some positive ones. Thank you all for those kind words. And I'm very excited to be here with you guys, and we hope to have a blast. I hope to have a blast with you. So, yeah, let's go. I would say, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at the